Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Developing right now, North Korea warns the United States of, quote, catastrophic consequences. A look at why tensions are rising. Nick?
Rhonda, good afternoon. Several break-ins, one here at Slows in Corktown and two more near Corktown. The one on the west side is pretty bad and has one shop owner really concerned about what he's going to do next.
And spring roller coaster. The weather looking rather calm today, but cooler days may be ahead as we take a live look at Comerica Park. The lovely day tops our news at noon, but Brandon is tracking what could be some changes in the weather department. So let's get over to him and see what's on tap for later today.
Well, another great afternoon for Tiger baseball. You see a little shake to the camera, just a little bit on the breezy side at times today, but I'll tell you, we will take every bit of this. 67 degrees. We just jumped up one more degree. West-southwest winds at 11, occasionally gusting to around 20 miles an hour. And a beautiful look at downtown. We have some hazy sunshine. Temperatures are colder out west and up north. This map is a 24-hour temperature change map. So it compares our noon temperatures today to yesterday's warm numbers. And we're anywhere from 4 degrees below yesterday's temperature to 15 degrees below yesterday's noon temperature. We're going to see those middle 60s hanging in there as we head through the afternoon. The winds, again, a little bit breezy. We have 10 to 20 mile an hour winds out of the west-southwest. No wet weather today, though, Rhonda. We'll take a look at the 7-day with a couple of chances of that.
All right, Brandon, thank you. Just into our newsroom, a former camp counselor at a Jewish community center will be spending the next 10 years in prison for child pornography. In August, Matthew Coopy pled guilty to distributing child pornography. Today, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his crimes, along with 7 years of supervised probation. Following his release, he has 60 days to turn himself in, but does not require a tether and can leave his home until he does. Investigations into several break-ins continue this morning, including one that happened at Slows Barbecue in Corktown, all during the overnight hours. No one is positive if all three of these are connected, but they all happened on the same street in the relatively same amount of time. Nick Monticelli joins us now live this afternoon, and it's certainly troubling. This is such a great corridor of new and existing businesses.
Yeah, all the business owners really love this area. They're bringing down their business. They're investing in this area. Slows Barbecue becoming one of the more popular areas to eat in Detroit. But they got broken into overnight. So did a shop, another restaurant about a mile south, and so did one about a mile to the west. And that one probably has the most damage with the most repercussions.
They break the fence over here.
You're always a little hopeful when a burglary alarm goes off that it's a false alarm. At the Rock Auto Group, though, it doesn't get any more real than this.
They break that window on that garage, and then they break the block.
So
wall.
They had to shove this shelf out of the way?
Yeah.
Ricardo Ponce says about $5,000 worth of his own tools were stolen early this morning after someone cut their fence, busted out a window, and then smashed through a cinder block wall.
This is my my work. I need the tools to keep working,
So what are you going to do now?
I guess I have to buy new tools.
But Ponce is not the only one cleaning up today. At Slows Barbecue in Corktown, about a mile away, another burglary alarm. Investigators thought someone may have used these milk crates to jump on top of the storage container and then into the crawl space. What's strange, though, is nothing obvious is missing. The register, the liquor, it's all still there. The owners will have to say for sure what, if anything, was taken. And at Johnny Noodle King on West Fort, another break-in. Evidence technicians were there hoping to find something, anything, to figure out who's doing this and if there's a definitive link between all the break-ins. And by the way, those at Johnny Noodle King say it looks like someone used a crowbar to bust open their door. We're live here at Corktown. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, thank you. We are also following breaking news out of Sarasota, Florida. That is where 16 people are injured after a bus crash. Police say that a car turned right in front of the school bus this morning, causing it to crash into a traffic light. The bus was carrying 12 students with special needs. A 14-year-old suffered serious injuries, and the others were suffering from minor injuries, all taken to the hospital, but are expected to be okay. In the meantime, North Korea has warned of, quote, catastrophic consequences in response to any further provocations by the United States. Janice Mackey-Frayer reports on how this comes just days after a U.S. Navy battle group was sent to waters off the Korean peninsula.
North Korea has warned of catastrophic consequences in response to the U.S. decision to deploy the USS Carl Vinson strike group to the Korean peninsula. The regime's state-run news agency quoting the foreign ministry saying the country is ready for any mode of war desired by the U.S. The tension is ramping higher in a month when North Korea will mark key anniversaries. As well, there's speculation Kim Jong-un may be preparing for a sixth nuclear test. Here in Seoul, officials are trying to ease concerns that the U.S. may strike North Korea, similar to the strike on Syria last week. A counterattack by North Korea would be swift, of course devastating, but South Korea's government insists the U.S. would not make any decision like that without its cooperation. Meanwhile, China is dismissing reports it's mobilized thousands of troops to its border with North Korea. President Trump pressing Xi Jinping, China's leader, to use his influence to have the regime halt its nuclear and missile testing. U.S. officials have said that all options are on the table with North Korea, but nobody's saying what they are or how they differ from those that haven't worked in the past. So in the meantime, the USS Carl Vinson seen as a show of American force in the region, and it's rattling some nerves. Now back to you.
All right, thank you. Today we are learning more about what exactly was used in last week's chemical attack in Syria. A Turkish health minister says that test results confirm sarin gas was used in the attack. Sarin gas is a deadly nerve agent which has been banned in nearly 200 countries across the world. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is in Moscow right now. Tillerson is expected to give Russian leaders an ultimatum whether to help the U.S. put a stop to Syria's civil war or keep aiding Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad. Tillerson arrives in Russia after meeting with other world leaders who say that they do not want to back Russia into a corner and prefer an open dialogue between the countries. Regardless of Russia's decision, Tillerson says that the U.S. is firm on its stance.
It is our policy for a unified Syria that is governed by the people of Syria. I think it's clear to all of us that the reign of the Assad family is coming to an end.
Both Russia and Syrian governments deny any involvement in the attack. The U.S. and other G7 leaders believe the attack was carried out by Syrian leadership on their own people. Made in America. That was the idea this morning at U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow's press conference while announcing her American jobs agenda in Detroit.
Denim or all clothes are all made overseas, and yet we know that we can do that right here in Detroit, as well as across the country.
Senator Stabenow was joined by Eric Jelsma. He is the founder of Detroit Denim Company. According to Stabenow, the American Jobs Agenda will ensure products are being made in America, closing loopholes that send jobs overseas and holding countries accountable for unfair trade practices that hurt workers and manufacturers here at home. Still to come, San Bernardino rocked by a shocking tragedy again, this time at an elementary school. Today, a child who witnessed the horror is speaking out about what they saw. Plus, a U.S. judge finds a Texas law was intended to discriminate which ethnic groups were targeted.
What the heck is going on at this local animal shelter? Where the heck are all the pets? A shift in the way people see pets in their lives. I'll explain. Well, we'll explain, right? Today at 4 on First at 4.
My wife.
Residents of San Bernardino, California were jolted on Monday when a shooting happened at a special needs classroom that took the life of a teacher and a student. Police say that Cedric Anderson killed his wife, who was a teacher at the school of only 2 months, teacher Karen Smith, in front of her students, and then turned the gun on himself. One bullet killed a student also. A horrified classmate watched on.
I saw blood across the room. I ran fast as I can. I lost the shoe.
Just unbelievable. Police say that Anderson's gun was hidden when he told the front office that he was dropping off something for his wife. Another student was wounded by a stray bullet as well and is in stable condition today. Angry reaction continues to force removal of passengers from an overbooked United Airlines flight in Chicago. Airport police were called to remove a passenger who was chosen at random to give up his seat because the flight was full and needed to make room for some of the airline's employees. He fought officers and was bloodied as he was dragged off the plane. The airport suspended one of the officers involved, but the airline is taking a lot of heat.
United can't manage their own people, and so they drag off these passengers. It's the customers come last and United comes first. And it's a bad attitude, and that's totally anti-consumer.
Airlines do have the right to bump passengers involuntarily, even after they have boarded flights. United Airlines says that it offered up to $1,000 in compensation, but this passenger refused. A federal district judge has ruled for a second time that a voter ID law in Texas is discriminatory. The law that took effect in 2011 requires voters to show identification before casting ballots. After a judge said that the law discriminated, it was appealed, and an appeals court panel sent it back for reconsideration. Now the judge says the law was written with the intent to discriminate against Black and Hispanic voters. Although the Supreme Court declined to hear this case this year, the state of Texas can still appeal the latest ruling. So to come here on your Tuesday, it's Tasty Tuesday. Classic sandwiches are its specialty, and that's not all at this Allen Park Cafe. From breakfast to lunch, it is serving up the freshest ingredients of some pretty tasty dishes, Brandon.
Tasty Tuesday, breezy Tuesday as well. Look at 67 degrees here in Detroit, the warmest temp in the Great Lakes region. Cooler air bringing cooler days ahead. Next.
So what is...
Welcome back, everybody. This time yesterday, you were preparing us for possible severe weather,
yes,
but it looks like they got some serious weather conditions on the west side of the state.
And we had warned that that's where the most likely scenario would be for potential tornadoes. And this is what was left behind in Alto, Michigan, near Grand Rapids after strong winds tore through the area Monday night. The owners say that their barn was completely destroyed, several trees uprooted. Luckily, the home is okay, and the National Weather Service over in the Grand Rapids area checking this out, checking out another spot in Ionia County near Clarksville for the potential of a second possible tornado. And what do? Well, they basically look for wind pattern damage. If they see trees knocked over in a straight line, usually that means straight line wind damage. If they see something here, over here, over here, over here, probably a tornado spinning around, and as to what extent that wind caused the damage, another criteria of theirs. So we'll get that for you on later editions of Local 4 News at 4, 5, and 6 perhaps later on. 67 degrees right now, west-southwest wind at 11, and the winds will double at times. Southwest out of 10 to 20. Still have this warm air trying to pump in. Those winds do turn more westerly, and a few more clouds coming in, a little cool front trying to pass through. And so we're probably reaching our maximum temperatures right now, or maybe over the next hour and a half, and then things will slowly cool down through the afternoon hours. 39 degrees overnight, and that means some of our suburbs could be down into the middle 30s by the time you get up and at them early on Wednesday. Our lowest temperatures of the day usually just before sunrise, which is late, about 6:58 on your Wednesday morning. So 6 a.m. temperatures tomorrow will be on the chillier side for sure. Pretty nice, though. Right now we have this little pocket of clearing over Wayne County, downtown Detroit. Certainly can see some clouds out there, but some of the thicker clouds still out to the west and just trying to slowly squeak in here. Rain, snow elsewhere. Here's that cold front, and it always takes a day and a half sometimes to get the effect of the cooler air. And we'll start to feel it a little bit tomorrow and Thursday, but no dramatic drop in temperatures. Not much happening here on the computer model as we get you through Wednesday. We do expect plenty of sunshine. Just going to be a good 5 to 10 or 12 degrees cooler tomorrow. And with the cloud cover on Thursday, probably only in the middle, maybe upper 50s on Thursday. Rain chances in the afternoon are fairly weak. We'll call it isolated, very light showers, as a little bit of moisture will likely fizzle out crossing the state on Thursday afternoon. But we have Good Friday, sun returns, and we get a little bit warmer. The weekend, unfortunately, the Easter weekend ahead, models are leaning toward some scattered showers, likely late on Saturday and possibly early Sunday for your Easter egg hunt. We'll keep you posted. Time for Tasty Tuesday, and if you follow along, you know that it's really all about fresh and local, and that's exactly what Luke and Lulu's Cafe in Allen Park is all about, and I want one in my neighborhood now.
Luke and Lulu's Cafe in Allen Park is a tribute to Kimberly Bandusky's youngest children.
Just simple, small town cafe featuring soup, salads, sandwiches.
Luke and Lulu is the name of the cafe and its top-selling sandwich.
One of our biggest things is our chicken salad. It's made fresh. The chicken is roasted here in-house every day. Served on our Asiago toasted ciabatta roll. And then we also have a homemade meatloaf sandwich, Ma the meatloaf, that everyone likes to call it.
Oh, Will Ferrell and Wedding Crashers. Oh, I like Kimberly's creative name calling.
You know, our turkey Reuben isn't just a turkey Reuben, it's called I'll Have What She's Having. And then our regular Reuben is I'll Have What He's Having.
Luke and Lulu's Cafe is a breakfast and lunch spot only, brewing locally roasted coffee and cappuccino. Soups and salads blooming with Michigan apples and Traverse City cherries, yet something steers me back to the sandwiches.
Second most favorite would probably be the Bubby Bando, which is a rare roast beef sandwich. It's a little take on a Chicago-style Italian beef.
Luke and Lulu's look is highlighted by a community table.
The table was actually barnwood from Tecumseh.
Meant to bring the community together in this simple, small-town cafe, fresh and fabulous.
Yes, it is. If you watched this early this morning, you saw the spread they brought. It was delish. And Luke and Lulu's offering you 10% off of your entire bill when you mention Tasty Tuesday. Only have a couple of hours left. Cafe is in Allen Park on Allen Road, and they close, Rhonda, today at 3 p.m.
Still thinking about that chorizo burrito, breakfast burrito, and also the Cobb and Michigan cherry salad. Yep, I had all three this morning. A little taste. Still to come, making history. The United Nations names its youngest ever messenger of peace. We'll show you who was honored. Come back.
Replay song.
Welcome back, everybody. So the United Nations has named its youngest ever messenger of peace.
Malala Yousafzai. Close?
It's a hard pronunciation.
Accepted the award this morning, where she stressed the importance of educating young girls.
If we want to go forward, we have to give education to girls. And once you educate girls, you change the whole community, you change the whole society.
Malala is known as the girl who was shot by the Taliban for speaking out against them in 2012, and now she serves as a female rights activist, focusing on the education of women. And she is quite a remarkable and strong young woman, soft-spoken, but certainly inspiring. So good for her.
Yeah,
well deserved.
amazing.
She's done a lot.
Very much. Sorry for butchering your name.
Her last name is a little tricky, but most people know her as Malala. She's one of those people that you only need to know her first name. Well, thanks for being with us for Local 4 News at noon, everybody. We hope you come back and see us for 4, 5, and 6, and go Tigers!